Whew, all right. A little bit nervous about this one, my friends. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm an aspiring actor. And I thought, you know what, might as well take a little bit of advantage of the fact that I have a small platform here on YouTube and show you what my acting capabilities look like. So let's just get into the first scene. This one is an individual in Disneyland in line for It's a Small World After All. Whoa! Everyone's fat. This next one is an individual at the bag check before you actually get into the park, where they look through all your stuff to make sure that you're not bringing in, I don't know, in my case, explosives. In other people's cases, maybe guns. Here's the scene. Whoa, everyone's fat. So what are we doing today, my friends? Today we're doing a card trick. We're doing a little bit of a under the table trick, if you want. This is one that places the spectator's hands under the table. Maybe you might get them used to things you want them to do later. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get into the trick. Whoa! So here's the trick, my friends. We have a normal, ordinary deck of regulation playing cards, and we're gonna have a participant cut the cards anywhere they want. Let's say they happen to cut the cards there. We go, fantastic job, sir. Wonderfully done. I've never seen it done any better than that. You should win a prize for how good you cut those cards. If we weren't in the middle of a card trick, sir, I would blow you so hard that you wouldn't even know whether to come or defecate. And you tell the spectator that you want them to burn a couple cards here just to make sure that we couldn't peek at anything. So you tell them to take the top card of their pile, and the spectator does, and they put it anywhere they want into the middle of the deck, just like that. You tell them to then take the bottom card of their pile and do the exact same thing. So you're showing them what to do with your pile here. Of course, remember the spectators doing this with their pile, so they're shoving that card anywhere in there, and then they shove this card anywhere they want into the middle, burning those cards. Now here's the fun part. You tell the spectator you want them to place their cards underneath the table. Underneath the table so no one could see what they're doing. You want them to take the top card of the deck, turn it face up, and put it anywhere they want into the middle of the deck. So again, they had the choice. They could have cut the cards anywhere they wanted. It could really be any card in the deck, my friends. And of course, you've done the same with your pile. You've done the same with your pile over here. So at the end, you exchange piles here just to make sure that everything is fair. Look at this. Look at this, my friends. The hands of a virgin. I'm gonna spread these cards over here, and we have one card turned over, and it just so happens to be the King of Clubs. Well, lo and behold, my friends, because the spectator spreads the cards out and they see that there's one card as well, and it just so happens to be the King of Spades, the matching mate. The matching mate. Now here's the thing. Remember, you could have stuck that card anywhere you wanted, and you really did. You stuck it anywhere you wanted in the middle of the deck. But here's the interesting part about that little tidbit, is that if we spread through again, you could have shoved this card anywhere. I want you to notice that right there, you shoved it next to the red king. In this case, the King of Diamonds. And of course, when the spectator spreads this pile, they're gonna see that, of course, that card right there in the middle is also next to the King of Hearts, thus showing that we in fact should make aggressive love. Whoa! I know what you're thinking. I'm gonna go and show that trick to the ladies. I'm gonna get some tonight. No, you should show it to the boys. What? What? As usual, remember these episodes are sponsored by myself, the Pigcake Magic Academy. $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over card stuff, coin stuff, everything. You have access to over 800 videos. Look at all the content you get on both of my sides here. Just look, the list doesn't stop. I could keep talking. I could talk all I want. The list doesn't stop. Yeah, let's ignore the fact that I'm controlling that on Adobe Premiere. Let's forget about that. What you get is 4 videos every single week. Why? Because I put 2 tutorials for the Piggy Academy, whether that's card magic or coin magic, and 2 additional tutorials that I don't post anywhere else, my friends. So you get 4 new videos every single week going over everything you need to become the best magician you could possibly be. And if you want to chill a little bit more, guess what? You get access to the mentalism tier of videos, which is an additional video which deals with a mentalism item. That's $10 a month. That's still 2 White Claws at any bar, especially down here, right? So go ahead, check it out. You won't regret it. And well, keep me afloat doing card tricks on YouTube. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I didn't. Now this is a do as I do. That's all it is. It's a do as I do, cleverly disguised with just some little bits of smoke, some burning of cards, which just distracts the fact that the spectator cut the cards from the top. And it's not really a free choice because the cards that are relevant are on top. They think, because of the time misdirection, that they've cut the cards anywhere they wanted because they're stupid. So the setup for this trick is as easy as cake. Cake, boys. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna take any black king, a POC king if you want to call him that. I know many POC kings. And we're gonna take a red king. And then we're gonna take any X card, in this case a card that doesn't matter, and we're gonna place it on top of this one, and we're gonna place that on top of the deck. Now at this point, we're gonna take the kings in whatever way you want, as long as you know what order they are, and place them on the bottom. And if you haven't guessed it already, any X card, any card that doesn't matter, and place it on the bottom as well. So the setup is X card, POC king, which every POC is a king, and a red king. And then on the bottom, we have a card that doesn't matter, followed by another POC king. And in this case, we have the red king right there on the bottom, ready to be grabbed. So what we're gonna do is just a simple false cut, a simple false cut. Any cut you want that retains the deck in the exact same position. If you want, you could riffle shuffle the cards, right? You could do one of those. I've seen that done by certain magicians, right? You know what I'm talking about? IBM ring, minimum age, 85 years old. That's what I'm talking about, false shuffles like that. Apparently Valium runs rampant in their performances. But all we're gonna do here is just have the spectator cut the cards off anywhere they want. So the spectator could cut the cards off. We could give them the option if you want to cut less, cut more. Really just all smoke that you're blowing inside of their bum. The spectator cuts the cards, and here you tell them, just to make sure that I couldn't peek at anything or everything is on the up and up, as the kids say, why don't you take the top card and just burn it somewhere in the middle. Put it anywhere you want into the middle of the deck. And the reason that I'm doing it like this, as opposed to how I could do it as a magician, which is perfectly placing it in the middle, is because most spectators aren't going to have that ability. So you want to kind of mime what they are to do. And this is a lot easier of an action, pushing with your thumb, taking that card and putting it in the middle. That's a lot easier of an action for them to do than the virginity that you've been practicing. Remember, they're probably not virgins, so they don't handle a deck of cards as often as you do. So a little thing like that would have them place the card in the middle and make it a lot easier for them. Now you're going to tell them to do the same with the bottom card. So just take the bottom card and place it somewhere in the middle of the deck, burning it. Now, of course, when a spectator does this, what are they doing? They're burning the top card, they're putting it somewhere in the middle, then they're burning the bottom card, putting that somewhere in the middle. That places the black king on top. Now, all that is just smoke to distract them from the fact that they cut the cards from the top. So we're trying to make them forget that. It's not that they're thinking of it, but you want that to be a little bit of a time misdirection that you sprinkle on top of the cards. Now at this point, you are with your cards set up on the bottom as well. So we have the black king and the red king as well on the bottom of our pile. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell the spectator that we want them to take the cards underneath the table so nobody can see what they're doing, and to take the top card of their pile, turn it face up, and place it anywhere they want into the middle of the deck. So what they're going to do is they're going to take this black king, they're going to put it anywhere they want into the middle of the deck and square it up. Now that's the lovely part there, and pretty much all the work is done. So now what you're doing with your pile is that you're taking the bottom card, turning it face up, and then giving the deck a cut. That's it. So what that does is that's going to place the king right next to the other king. So when the spectator spreads the cards, they're going to see that both of those kings are together. So that's what you're doing underneath the table, while the spectator is taking their king and placing it face up in the middle of the deck. Now remember, they have a red king on top, of which we're going to exploit with my favorite move of all time, Bill Simon's prophecy move. So that's going to be for later. But when we bring the piles back up, so both you and the spectator bring your piles back up, you're just going to trade packets and say, I want this to be fair, so I want you to spread mine and I'm going to spread yours here, so we can't cheat. Now, the reason for this is because they're not going to do the prophecy move with their pile to set the cards up where they need to be. So you want them to have the pile that's already set and pristine, because they could just spread these cards, see the king, and they're going to be able to see the king directly next to it for the final production. Now, you're going to have to do a minor adjustment with your pile, but you're going to do that on the offbeat. So at this point, you're just going to take the cards and you're going to spread them either on the table, or you could spread them in your hand like this and say, look, you managed to turn one card face down and one card alone, and that card happens to be the king of clubs. Now go ahead, spread the cards, and of course the spectator is going to spread the cards, and they're going to see that there's one card face up, which is the matching mate. Already a strong enough effect as it is. So this is where you should just wait. Just wait. You might want to rush to the end here, but this is a good moment. Let it marinate. Let it soak in. All right. Let it take its time. And then when you feel like the spectators are about to leave, you go, wait, let's see if we could take this further. Now you could have stuck this card anywhere you wanted. Now all I'm going to do here is just a prophecy move, which is just as follows. We're going to take all the cards above the king and turn them face upward. At the same time, we're going to use our thumb to grab this card and turn it back to a face down position. Now what this does is that this is just going to turn over the king. But now with this half over here that's in our left hand, we're going to place it on top of the pile and turn all the cards face upward. Now all this has done is apparently turn that king to a face up position to match the deck. But we've actually cut the cards secretly. So what that does is that it secretly cuts the cards. But you can't see anything. It just looks like you're turning that card face upward. Now at this point, I'm going to spread through the cards and say you could have stuck this king anywhere you wanted. And you stuck it next to another king. In this case, a king of diamonds. Go ahead, spread the cards in your hand, and the spectator is going to do the same. And you want them to turn that card that's directly above the king over as well. And now we have a trick where everything matches. Everything is a nice production of the four kings, showing that the reds and blacks could live together, right? You know what I'm saying? The reds could live together with the blacks, make some beautiful babies. Whoa! Magic's not hard, folks. Magic is really not hard. We make it seem a lot harder than it is, and this is proof of that. This is proof of that. It's just a setup, a lot of smoke of placing the card in the middle, placing those burn cards. You'd be surprised what you could get away with by just burning cards. Just a stupid process. But it's something casinos generally do. If you notice when they're playing poker, they always take a card to the side and then turn the card over, take a card to the side, then turn the next card over. They're burning cards essentially. So they're doing the same thing that you're doing here. So you could tie it all together with a nice, neat bow. But apart from that, boys and girls, that's the video. That's the hot one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys stuck around to this last part of the video where I usually rant and ramble about things. I went to Disney recently. Went to Orlando, Florida, the most magical place in the planet. And let me tell you, it's quite the experience, especially with COVID. It's a fun experience. Wear a mask everywhere. You get Disney employees going, hey, over your nose there, buddy. Over your nose there, buddy. So that's a fun experience. I'm out there licking doorknobs. Lots of fats. Lots of fats. I don't know if that's something that's normal, you know. It's kind of odd to see them walking around. Another one that's interesting is the little chairs. So they're moving around in the little mobility scooters, and they beep at you if you are in their way, which is quite funny. I didn't notice that the mobility scooters cost $70 to rent. 70 to rent those. So I think that's a little factoid that you guys might want to take next time you're at a party. You know, hey, did you guys know $70 to rent a mobility scooter in Disney?